Alright, AKAPADers, welcome to Jada Pinkett Smith-a-thon. Well, not really. She created a comic book way back in the day, drawn by Dan Fraga, one of the greatest recruits of the 90s comic book boom, potentially doing his career work. What is it? It's from Awesome Comics. If you've seen The Crow, you may have seen this. Let's go. Alright, AKAPAD, here it is. Let me just show this off. Peter A. DeLuca here, AKAPAD69, say with me. And this is so appropriate. We're coming to you from Philadelphia, but known throughout Philadelphia, PA, Europe, and the vast multiverse as your eclectic one. Guys, we have Menace from Awesome Comics, drawn by Dan Fraga, created and written by Jada Pinkett Smith, and we have a nice afterword by Liefeld. And this is, here we go, the beginning of the real fall of the comic book industry, when Hollywood crawls in and never lets go. People, comic books they should be comics. They're not movie pitches. We have a movie pitch here, but we also, this is a loaded gun. There's a lot of good in here. Let's get into it. Rocking and rolling. Let's go. We gotta get right into this, AKAPADers. The road to Menace. It's not often you receive a call informing you that one of Hollywood's hottest young talents is interested in exploring a comic book project. Well, such was the case nearly 2 years ago, as I was informed by my agent at Creative Artist Agency, CAA, that's a flex, John Levin, that Jada Pinkett had a number of comic book projects she wanted to discuss. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You don't have to ask me twice. I hurried up to Jada's office, and here we go. Welcome to Menace, a movie pitch. Signed later by Liefeld. This is, if it's him writing them or someone else, a lot of these are very informative. He's got a few of these through the Awesome comic book line. And if you're not familiar with Awesome Comics, Liefeld's maybe his absolute best work, some of his absolute best creations, imagery, ideas, rejects. And we will be doing rejects black and white on this show, and we will be inking rejects black and white pages live here on Instagram. But Awesome, at this point, merged with Hyperworks. So it became Awesome Hyperworks, and we had, look, Rejects action figures. We got Deity, DT, and Cat's Eye, right? Very popular at the time. The coloring, look how fantastic the coloring is. Hip Flask, not awesome. Hip Flask is the house that gives us our lettering and our fonts. But look, we have Avenger Lynn too. Through like Image, Maximum, Awesome, high seller. Liefeld even used Avenger Lynn later to kind of get back into people's goodwill with his return to comics. We'll talk about some of that later, but we have Coven, Reject Zero. Oh, and sorry guys, I just spoiled the final splash page for you guys. This is how we end. We end with the transformation. We end with the appearance, with the emergence of the Crow. What am I? You've been resurrected as a dark angel. Welcome, Menace. Alright, well, how did we get here? Okay, and can we just say amazing coloring? Well, we get some very Top Cow looking credits page, by the way. If I know any better, and let's just say I was a design guru, I am, but let's say like I wasn't totally familiar with comics, and if I saw this, I would think it came from Top Cow Productions. Top Cow Productions owned this style of not only advertising but credit pages. So we get a bunch of girls doing blow in a Hummer. That's right, this book opens with the Colombian marching powder, the BAM. And yeah, they're just doing a couple lines getting ripped. We have the future Jada Pinkett Smith right here. But her character is this one. So they're going all up in the club. And look, people, Dan Fraga is emerging as a top-notch illustrator. Say what you want. And you can say what you want about this being penciled. It's not inked. We don't have a depth, meaning foreground kind of blends into background because of the line weights. This is why we want inker. We want these lines to be more defined and thicker, and these lines to be more dispersed and broken up. This is essential comic book inking. We talk about this on my live streams. But yeah, we get the babes. The babes are ready to do some damage. And they're going into the club, and these girls are like, excuse me, but do I know you about to step in front of us? And she's like, look, sugar lips, you should keep those pretty lips closed before you get yourself hurt. And then we're here with the scene from Blade, The Matrix, Matrix 2 Reloaded, a lot of movies at this time, even The Crow had the scene. We go in and it's just debauchery. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's celebrate it. And these girls, look, they're like, hey, I believe Dill is expecting us. That's right, Dill's expecting us. He's expecting you, but first, we have to make sure you're not any weapons. So these girls are just basically getting groped and molested. Keep in mind, this is written and created by Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay? She's the one behind this. She wrote this. Dan Fraga drew it. But the girls basically get Harvey Weinsteined. And we're trying to do a little bit of what was super popular back then, because everyone had to try it. The Joe Quesada Art Nouveau paneling. That doesn't quite get over too well on this. It's not quite Art Nouveau, but you kind of see Fraga's inspired. So here's Dill. They delivered the Colombian Bang Bang to Dill. He rips, basically rips it right in front of him. And then we have Jada Pinkett Smith here, gives him a lap dance. And then during the lap dance, you can kind of see what's happening here. Now, keep in mind, people, the coloring is spectacular because the purple here and the teal, it works so freaking well. But anyway, they killed Dill and all of his buddies. Everyone dies. And then they crawl out of a window. And then, Jada Pinkett Smith, while they're in their Humvee, gets her beeper goes off. Call me right now. Call me away, blah, blah, blah. On the corner at the booth at Martin and Lexington. And he's like, damn, that's Black. His timing is on point. How did he know? How did he know we would be here? I guess Black's the guy that sent them on their mission. We really don't say. I double-checked the 4 word balloons that that accompany the story up until this point. But Jada Pinkett Smith, she goes to the phone booth, basically gets whacked. And, Black here is, well, Menace, your pink slip has been delivered. That's right. But people, AKAPADers, we have to love the brightness of the red here. And I love these highlights. I love the highlights for the red blood. It looks so good on this panel when she's in the emergency room basically dying, and she gets visited by an angel. Some of her life gets flashed before her eyes, and then she wakes up. Okay, and then we have Menace. She is reborn as Menace, aka the Crow, Jada Pinkett Crow. And hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. I'm not sure. I don't think this gets an issue 2. I'm pretty sure this was only issue 1. And I'm sorry, guys. Correction. This is not a Dan Fraga cover. Looking at this, this is the reason why you do 1 cover, 1 book. Okay, that's it. Because the Awesome books had like 7 to 8 covers each. This is right here. Carl Ostertag. This is his style, just looking at it. You can kind of tell by the jawline right here. And you see with this guy. Sorry, this is not the Dan Fraga cover. Rob Liefeld also, I think Rob Liefeld has a painted cover. He was doing very experimentational, but at this time, but we will be doing the Stephen Platt Dogs of War. This is essentially Winter Soldier before Winter Soldier. And we will be doing the Coven, and coming up we will be doing a very detailed dive on rejects. Like I said, Liefeld was experimenting just as a publisher, as an artist at this point. His whole crew was, everyone involved with Team Liefeld was anyone left over from Extreme Studios and Maximum Press. So, I mean, there's a lot of attention that deserves to be given. And look, people, we live creative lives. We're inspired by many things, right? Like, we're inspired by a lot of stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean everything's a ripoff and it's with malice. You know, a lot of times there's coincidences happen, meaning two characters can look alike that are even 20, 30 years apart. But yeah, we like to take the high ground and the low ground with that. So everyone, say goodbye to Crypt. Oh, and if you can, go to AKAPAD.com and get yourself some free trading cards. Link at the top of the website. Love you guys.